For cheap D2R items, visit aoeah.com. You get 3% off with the code Arreat. Check the link in the description. Hello and welcome everybody. With this guide, I'd like to draw your attention to a brilliant game called Half-Sword. The full version will hopefully be released next year. There's only a free demo on Steam yet. It's a fairly realistic medieval combat simulator with very authentic physics and many different melee weapons. Since the full version is also supposed to include a PvP mode, this could also be fun for Diablo PvP players. It's a very skill-based game. You have to develop the necessary gameplay finesse and master distance and timing. Since I know a bit about fighting with various weapons myself, I was very pleased that I could actually apply my knowledge in this game. First, however, you have to get used to the controls, which isn't all that easy at the beginning. Best here is learning by doing. You have to get a feeling for it. The basic principle is as follows. You hold down various action buttons, like the two mouse buttons, and then perform movements along the mouse axis. So this is how you have to perform your attacks. At first I thought it would make sense to maximize the mouse sensitivity to shorten the ways on the mouse pad. But since you lose a lot of precision that way, I set it back to a value closer to the middle. I guess it's just like with shooters, you need to find the value that makes you connect to the game best. In unarmed combat, I hold both mouse buttons to keep my guard up, and when I'm at the right distance, I swing the mouse left and right. It's important that you aim at the opponent's head before pressing the mouse buttons by bringing it to the center of the screen. Once you press the mouse buttons, you can't aim properly anymore. You can follow the target with your movement, but you cannot adjust the height of your attack. The first rule of weapon combat: your weapon is also your shield. Keep it pointed at the opponent, so it controls the space between you and him. When fighting the first champion, it's good if you can grab a long candlestick. With this weapon you can keep the axe swinger at distance and parry his brutal hits. With sufficient skill, you can even beat him unarmed. What's important against the axe is the distance. You either need to be far away or close enough to avoid its deadly impact. Facing enemies who have shorter reach, it's the most easy way to keep your distance and chop them down with some well-timed combinations. Check out where the opponent has an opening. Being skillful at the mouse, you can attack from all angles. The two-handed sword is one of my favorite weapons. It has enormous reach, both sides are sharp, and you can even stab if needed. Against longer weapons where I have no reach advantage, I like to switch the grip. This way you can parry and go in for close combat. Like that you undermine the opponent's weapon range. With spears and similar weapons, it is most effective to stab. To perform a stab you hold down the Alt key and push the mouse upward. Here proper aim is important, especially the height. Corrections to the left or right can be made by the movement. Often you don't even need to do a proper stab. Another effective technique is to simply point the spear at the opponent and just run into him. There are different spear and polearm weapons. In general you always point them at the opponent because you don't want him to come close. In some situations you can tactically open a gap and just strike the moment they wanna come in. Controlling distance and timing is the second rule of weapon fighting. Using a one-handed weapon and a shield is a nice way to play as well. Block the opponent's weapon and make it stuck, so the way is all free for your weapon. Since opponents usually attack to the head or upper body, blocking high and then attacking the legs usually works fine. If you're fighting with two one-handed weapons, you can proceed similarly. Use one weapon to parry and the other to counter. A weapon is always also a shield, and a shield is a weapon. Of course, a strike with the shield isn't as devastating as with a weapon, but it still has an effect. The advantage of fighting with two weapons is a more flexible offense. You can switch on the fly which weapon parries and which one attacks. But the blocking quality is significantly worse than with a shield, of course. If you like the concept of the game, you should download the Half-Sword demo and just try it out, so we can wait together for the full release. I say goodbye, take care and see you soon.
Kraj!